I never should have been at the house that day. That single fact is the only thing that kept me breathing. I was already halfway to the office when it hit me. My wallet was missing from my pocket. Irritation flooded me more than anything else. Another forgetful start to the day. I swung the car back around, eased into the driveway, and slipped inside without a sound. Everything inside seemed ordinary, secure, unchanged, until her murmur reached me, gentle and close, drifting from our bedroom. "We'll raise the dosage this evening," Emily breathed. I halted in the corridor. A male voice responded, "Relax, it's fine. He still hasn't picked up on it." My ribs squeezed tight. Emily let out a soft chuckle, the exact sound she made when she nestled into me during winter evenings. "Not at all," she replied. "Ryan believes in me completely." Hearing my own name from her felt strange. Distant. Expendable. I stayed rooted. Didn't even inhale. The corridor turned fragile under me, like cracking glass. "It won't be long now," she went on in that hushed tone. "It will all belong to us before long. Us. Not me. Not him. Us." My grip eased off the frame bit by bit. A decade of partnership shattered with that one syllable. I retreated without noise and exited the home without a trace of my presence. In the car, I gazed down at my palms. No tremor. That lack of shaking terrified me more than the rest. Then the phone vibrated. "Emily. Hey love, Red Heart, gotta work okay?" I stared at the screen, and it sank in. My wife had just fed me a lie from mere steps away. I chose not to challenge her. Not out of fear. I wanted her to stay relaxed. Errors happen when someone feels secure. I counted exactly 12 minutes, then re-entered, allowing the front door to shut with its regular thud. My keys landed in the entry dish with their familiar jingle. I called in an easy tone. Approaching steps. The bedroom door swung open. She appeared in the hall, smoothing her strands, already wearing the mask she reserved for me. Gentle. Known. Devoted. "Hey," she beamed. Left something behind. Her gaze darted to my fingers. Assessing. Evaluating. "My wallet," I answered, holding it up a little. She gave a light laugh. "You'd lose your mind if I didn't keep track." She moved nearer and pressed a kiss to my face. Her mouth felt heated. "Rehearsed. Flawless. I figured you were at your class," I mentioned. "Finished sooner than expected," she said without pause. Not a flicker. Not even a fraction. She glided by into the kitchen, utterly relaxed. Far too relaxed. She pulled out a pair of cups from the shelf. Her actions flowed smoothly. Habitual. Then she spoke without turning. "How do you feel right now?" Not about the commute. Not about my sudden return. "How do you feel?" My ribs constricted again, because that inquiry no longer felt like care. It felt like gathering information. That evening I faked drifting off early. Emily lingered next to me, thumbing through her device, its glow catching in her gaze. Every so often she peeked over, observing, anticipating. I deepened my inhales, made them slow, steady, convincing. 10 minutes in, she extended a hand and lightly brushed my arm. Probing. No reaction from me. 60 more seconds. Then she eased out of the sheets without sound. The door parted with deliberate care, then latched softly. I counted to 5, then trailed after. The passage lay shadowed, yet her murmur floated from the kitchen area. "Yes," she murmured. "Out cold." My gut clenched. "No," she went on quietly. "Nothing seems off to him." A brief silence. Then softer. "I upped it 7 days back." Exactly as instructed. Upped it. I braced my palm on the wall for balance. The male voice replied over the line. The exact phrases escaped me, but her reply came clear. "Understood," she breathed. "Once this finishes, it all shifts to my name regardless." Shifts. Not divided. Shifts. Possession. Conclusion. I drew back quietly before any creak gave me away. Returned to our room. Slid back under the covers we shared. Shortly after, she came back and settled in once more. Her palms settled lightly over my ribs. Sensing the rhythm. Monitoring it. Patient. And right then, a chilling realization struck me. She held no dread of my absence. She was laying groundwork to step into my place. Dawn arrived as though nothing had shifted. Emily positioned herself by the counter, morning light spilling over her as she mixed a cup. She appeared serene. Every day. Threatening. "Good morning," she said gently upon spotting me. Her grin flowed naturally. I mirrored it with effort. She pivoted and extended the cup. "Prepared yours already." I accepted it gradually. The material felt heated. Recognizable. The identical cup from countless mornings. I studied her expression closely. No alarm. No falter. Merely waiting. Patient. I lifted it partway, then held still. Already had yours. She dipped her head casually, raising her own. Yet I caught the detail. Hers appeared paler. Extra milk. Mine stayed deep. Untouched. Now her focus rested on my grip. Subtly, but intently. Gauging. I guided the rim near my mouth, paused for a beat. Then brought it down. Too warm still, I noted. She offered a tender smile. Let it cool a bit. Her tone remained steady. Measured. Assured. As though the clock favored her. I placed the cup aside and headed to the basin, acting like I needed to clean something. Behind me, her posture eased just a fraction. Ease. That moment crystallized the reality. No hurry required. In her view, my decline was locked in place. From then on, I avoided swallowing anything she offered. Not suddenly. That would alert her. Deliberately. With precision. I'd raise the cup. Angle it enough for visibility. Then abandon it when her attention drifted. Empty it into the drain. Drip it into the potted plant outside. Anywhere except my system. Emily raised no objection. She saw no cause to worry. 72 hours passed before I visited a discreet medical center on the other side of town at midday. Cash only. No records tied to coverage. No details shared. Blood drawn. Standard inquiries. Standard replies given. 2 hours on. The technician returned holding a sheet. Her demeanor altered. Mr. Calloway, she began cautiously. Any prescriptions for calming agents? None. She paused, then displayed the findings. Raised benzodiazepine readings. Ongoing intake. Frequent administration. The lines merged after that. No longer guesswork. No longer conjecture. Confirmation. I returned to my vehicle and sat motionless, eyes fixed on the wheel. The device buzzed again. Emily, finished your coffee earlier? Red heart, not about my hours. Not affection. Simply that. I studied the text for ages. She showed no concern for my well-being. She tracked her advancement. And for the first time in all our years, I grasped that she felt victory was hers. I retained counsel that very afternoon. Not some random one. A familiar face. Nathan Pierce had managed our affairs for a long while. Property deals, estate plans, shared finances. He'd joined us for meals, chuckling at her humor. He hadn't anticipated my disclosure. She's been administering substances to me, I stated, sliding the lab sheet across. He stayed silent at first, absorbed each detail, then met my gaze. Avoid any direct accusation, he advised evenly. Not at this stage. That pause carried weight. This stage. He outlined the steps methodically. Proof. Records. Chronology. Safeguards. Immediate challenge would prompt denial. Patience would reveal her hand. That evening I returned and performed flawlessly. Deliberate slowness. Extended hesitations. Purposeful minor lapses. Emily registered them. I witnessed the shift in her expression. Ease. Validation. Over the meal, she observed my slight difficulty with utensils. Everything all right? She inquired gently. Worry in her tone. Curiosity in her look. I gave a faint nod. Simply exhausted. She extended her hand across and clasped mine. Soothing. Supportive. Merciless. Because to her, success was unfolding. She already inhabited the tomorrow she desired. The one excluding me. She offered a kind smile. I returned it. Because she remained unaware. I had begun dismantling her access. Nathan moved swiftly. In under 2 days, changes locked in. Personal funds protected. Insurance recipient updated. Estate revised. All holdings she anticipated claiming now sat beyond her legal grasp. Discreetly. Permanently. At the residence, Emily maintained her pattern. Morning brew. Gentle tone. Attentive observation. Her calm certainty. She believed herself in the lead. One evening she passed me the cup and lingered unusually. You've appeared frilier these days, she noted softly. I dipped my head gradually. Merely worn out. She drew nearer, placing her palm over my chest. Sensing the pulse. Tallying. Anticipating. I'm right here, she breathed. The phrase sounded tender. Yet it served her. Affirmation her scheme held steady. Later, after she drifted off beside me, breaths even and assured. I held still until 2:14 a.m. Then I lifted her device from the table beside. Her touch opened it effortlessly. She never foresaw the need for secrecy from someone fading. The thread appeared precisely as suspected. Single contact. Unlabeled. I entered it. The final outgoing line chilled me entirely. Symptoms worsening. Before long, it will belong to me alone. Not shared. Mine. And that sealed it. The moment had arrived to conclude. I withheld confrontation for one final dawn. Emily remained by the counter, humming lightly, light bathing her features as she prepared my drink. She seemed tranquil, confident, as if the conclusion was already scripted. She pivoted and offered the cup. "For you," she said kindly. I accepted, grasped it, then placed it aside untouched. "There's something I need you to see," I stated evenly. She stiffened, not obviously, but in her gaze. Alarm. I set the lab document on the surface between us. She scanned it, then me, then back. Her mouth opened faintly. Silence held. "I understand," I murmured. The space grew still. Her posture transformed. Not terror. Not immediately. Strategy. Hunting for escape. None existed. "I've consulted counsel already," I added. "All documented." Continued quiet. That same sheet dividing us. Her eyes no longer met mine. They fixed on the outcome. Because right then she comprehended the unforeseen. She hadn't observed my decline. I had observed her reveal every step. I gathered my keys and headed for the exit. She remained rooted, silent, motionless. Because for the first time in our shared history, control had slipped from her grasp.